Okay, we've seen our two super sedans in the straight line yesterday. Today, we're at the EVOC Center, Emergency Vehicle Operations Center in San Bernardino, California, where the Sheriff Department does a lot of its pursuit training. We're going to run a road course with both the CTS-V and the M5. These two cars are amazingly similar. In fact, they both run on the same Michelin Pilot Sport tires. We're going to take them out, see which one beats the other in hot laps. Well, I'm here in the BMW M5 now. We've set up a road course here at the Emergency Vehicle Operations Center, or EVOC, in San Bernardino, California. The Sheriff's Department does a lot of training out here. This is my first lap on the course, so I'm just sort of feeling my way around here for this first tentative lap. Very tight right-hander here. Scott Mortara has already run his hot laps and come back with times. That's going to be an interesting corner, very bumpy. Feel the V10 nice and torquey coming out of that turn. Hard left-hander here, and then a hard right-hander. And I can already feel what Scott was saying about the front end washing out a little bit. Although the power seems to stay quite planted in the rear. Down to first gear for this very tight right-hander. Just up into third gear here now, a very fast sweeper. Coming into the long right-hander. Down into second. And we'll take it for a hot lap. Hard on the brakes. Down into second gear, very tight right-hander. Easy to overdrive this corner. Hard on the brakes again, ease it around for this apex. Tight left-hander, quick squirt on the power, tight right-hander. Still in second gear, onto this little short back straightaway here. Down to first gear for this very tight right-hander. A little bit of step out there from the rear, even though we've got the dynamic stability control on. It's actually quite settled in this quite fast sweeper, up to 75, 80 miles an hour. Coming around, we're in third gear this time. All the way out to the edge of the track. And that's a lap. Feels quite stable, quite nice. Okay, now I'm out in the Cadillac CTS-V. It has 56 horsepower more, of course. And Scott said that the front end turned in a little better than the BMW, although he reported having trouble keeping the rear end planted on the ground, which with all this power is not surprising. Already I can feel as we begin our warm-up lap that the front end does bite more impressively than the M5. I'm not even using that much power yet, but I can feel that it turns in quite sharply. I can also feel how much power I have under my right foot. Just a little bit too much throttle and I'm already kicking into the competition mode of the StabiliTrak system. Boy, this thing really gets up and goes. I'm not even going to go down to first gear for this very tight corner. I can feel I won't need it. And I don't. Very fast sweeper here, and I can see I'm going to want a short shift through here because I don't want to shift at the red line right at maximum lat through that corner. So we'll shift early. Coming through the final right-hand sweeper here onto the main straight, and we'll take a hot lap in the CTS-V. That power is just terrific. Really pins your head back. Hard on the brakes. Down into the second gear. Very tight here. You got to be gentle with the power. See the rear end step out just right away. It's a little loose coming over that bump. Hard on the brakes again. Second gear left-hander. And a quick right-hander. And onto a little short front straightaway. See how I'm having to correct under the throttle down to a very tight left. Coming around. Again, short shift, so I can feel the rear end stepping out even as we come through this S's. Wow, it's a lot of power. on the brakes and stepping out here under the brakes a little bit. So much grunt. And down onto the power, back onto the back straight, and this will complete a hot lap in the CTS-V. Well, we've run our road course laps now, and as we expected, it's very close. In fact, just like yesterday, the cars are only a couple of tenths apart, this time in a lap. But just like yesterday, again, the Cadillac CTS-V has a very slight edge. The cars are very different in how they approach the handling course. For instance, the BMW front end tends to wash out a little bit while the rear end is very well planted. The Cadillac, in contrast, is exactly the opposite. The front end turns in very crisply, has a lot of grip, but the rear end, with all that power, is all over the place. And with StabiliTrak off, the CTS-V is a real handful, but also a blast to drive. So, road course win goes to Cadillac CTS-V by a hair. So after crunching the road test numbers, running hot laps, and driving both cars back-to-back on public roads, it's our unanimous opinion the winner is the Cadillac CTS-V. There's no doubt that the BMW M5 is a magnificent automobile, and there's things that it has head and shoulders above the Cadillac, such as the interior just has a muted, expensive feel. The Cadillac's shiny, more plastic interior just doesn't share. The BMW also feels just a little bit more planted around the racetrack, might have a little bit more of an expensive feel on the road, but it costs $30,000 more than the CTS-V. And you cannot ignore the fact that the Cadillac is quicker in a straight line, it posted quicker hot laps on the racetrack, and it's just a ball to drive in general. 556 horsepower for around $60,000. The Cadillac CTS-V from Motown is the easy winner over Munich.